Hello, everyone. My name is Ryan Cam, and welcome back to the Horror Movie Iceberg podcast. This is the show where Russell and I watch disturbing horror movies until we tap out. It is very cold on the iceberg this week, which is why I'm wearing the blanket. But Russell, yeah, it's a new year, but like the quality has gone way down.
Yeah, and I don't want to hear about cold because as we're recording this right now outside, it feels like 8 degrees in the great state of Pennsylvania. So yeah, it's
I'm
freezing here. I'm sure you guys are getting it's probably what 40s, 50s where you're at.
The lowest we got was 31, which for me is still pretty
Oh,
cold, but I am
it's
in no way I'm no way going into a contest of it's so cold, not unlike you. Like I'm well aware that Pennsylvania is Pennsylvania is not exactly tropical right now.
no, it's definitely not. But yeah, like you said, first show of 2026. As our names say it, I mean this movie is really just a rough one. So looking forward to just shitting all over this film. This will be really fun.
Yeah, let's just rip the band-aid off on this one. If you like the video, like and subscribe. If you listen on audio, the 5 stars are appreciated, especially this time around. Let's begin. The year of 2026 by the worst movie we've covered so far on this show. It is Europa Report.
Give me.
This was directed by Sebastian Cordero. I hope I got the name close right. It starred Michael Nyquist, Charlotte Copley of District 9 fame, and Dan Fogler, and the late great Isaiah Whiplock Jr. Rest in peace. He passed away shortly before a couple days as of the recording of this. He's famous for The Wire, a bunch of other things, but he is also in this. And it tells the story of a group of astronauts who are sent on a mission to Jupiter's fourth moon called Europa. There was a satellite sent there, but it is lost, which just always bodes for the greatest of tidings.
Yeah.
And naturally, stuff happens. Well, stuff allegedly happens. This movie's 90 minutes long, exactly 90. And I guess we might as well just get into the biggest problem is that nothing happens. Like it feels like a documentary almost. There's precisely one thing that I'm like, okay, that was actually I can see why that would be scary, but this is not even this is not even entertaining bad sci-fi horror like Supernova or Battlefield Earth or something like that. This is just the boring kind of bad.
And it's not even scary, so I don't understand why we put this in the horror iceberg, which I was even shocked
It
at.
it was on the iceberg. Like I did not create the iceberg.
Yeah.
It was one that I found. So like when we took it on, we had to take this one. But I just sat there and like halfway through and I'm just like, has something happened? Like, am I missing a plot point somewhere? And it turns out, no, I was spot on about what I heard. There's
Yeah.
just been nothing that has been happening.
Yeah, I mean, and obviously, we'll probably do a spoiler, like a spoiler section near the back end of the review because it's kind of something I'm sure we'd like to talk about. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So yeah.
I mean, the movie came out in 2013, so the statute of limitations on spoilers has long expired, so we can just go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's like how we end the film is what you should have put in the film to keep it interesting.
Yes, I agree. And then
yeah,
it starts off with the whole we've lost tech in space, we don't know what happens. I'm like, okay, this is definitely something that's been done before. It's like space, there have been very effective sci-fi horror movies with very similar twists. I'll throw out Alien as an example. They're basically, the story of Alien is basically space truckers trying to get home after a long mission, and they have to pick up something because they have to. So there's the whole idea of that. I'll throw a movie out called Life, which starred
Yeah,
Ryan Reynolds about a group at the International Space Station that encounter what looks like the Venom symbiote. So much so that
yeah,
people were thinking, is this the Venom movie? We would get a year later, which was severely disappointing, but I digress. But overall, like that movie felt more like scary than this. Ash, what we got last year with Aaron Paul, that was sci-fi horror, and that was great
yeah.
because stuff happened, and there's nothing happening here.
No, and the thing is, like, your bigger actors, like, Dan Fogel, like, take for example, that's the one that I knew, and then obviously Copley, I obviously knew he was in District 9, but it's been a minute since I've seen that. But like Dan Fogel was, fresh off of like other films. I believe he was in like he did voices for animation, and then he was also in Take Me Home Tonight, which I think was a couple years prior. He would later be in Fantastic Beasts. You know what I'm saying? So he's a well known, a decently like well known actor, but you didn't even feature him like actually in the Space Crew, which I thought was kind of like a wasted opportunity there.
Yeah, and the other big name is Michael Nyqvist, who, I
Yeah,
mean, if you need someone to play a Russian, like, you call Michael Nyqvist.
yeah,
Like, he's good, but he's the stock Russian guy number 5 in
yeah,
everything that he's in. It's like Danny Trejo. Like,
yeah,
bless Danny Trejo, but if you need a Mexican, you call him. By
yeah,
his own admission. By his
yeah,
own admission.
yeah. But it's just like, there's this movie just, there's, and this is on Tubi for those who are listening and want to waste 90 minutes of their life. Actually, more because the Tubi breaks, but that's actually what you were saying. It's actually a good thing because it breaks up the monotony of how bored you could be through this whole entire film.
Yes.
And then I look on IMDb and it's like 6.4 out of 10, which is actually respectable.
Mm.
And I thought for sure this movie would get like absolutely dumped on. I think it had like a 74 critic score, which I'm like, who reviewed this? And or no, take it back, 68 on Metascore for critics, 6.4 out of 10, which is absolutely just
Still
astonishing.
still pretty good.
Yeah, which is really crazy. Um, but yeah, it's just not a good one, man.
No, it wasn't. And like I said, nothing
What?
happens here. Like
This is
that
fresh. This is fresh on Rotten Tomatoes too, by the way.
it's the
It's
biggest sin
certified
is that
fresh. Wow.
the biggest sin is just that there's just nothing going on with this. The one
Mm.
scene that I reference where I'm like, okay, that could actually be something is when Charlton Copley dies. Like there's this like not fungus, but like this contaminant that gets on his suit.
Yeah,
And there's like a situation where they basically he has to make the sacrifice and like shoot off into space. I thought that part was actually solid. I mean, Charlton Copley, bless him, he was trying, but
yeah.
like other than that, it was just nothing. Like I watched a crappy movie a couple years ago called ISS, where
Oh yeah, I
where
remember that.
American and Russian astronauts were at the International Space Station. A cosmonaut dies, and then there's like a "What are you Americans plotting?"
Yeah.
And the movie's very stupid, but there's like that initial premise of they're up here for a reason. It's U.S. and Russia, so of course it's going to be tense. But with this is like, oh, we're all like on the same page, and we're just like going to see how it is, and is like there's almost no stakes.
No, and it in even ISS, like as bad of a film as it was still entertaining. It was still watchable. A lot of those space films, Life, that's also wasn't Jake Gyllenhaal in that as well.
Yes, he was, and I can't remember the female co-star. It'll come to me in just a second. I'm looking it up now. Rebecca Ferguson, that's
Oh,
who.
Ferguson, who's fantastic in everything she's great in everything she does. Love her.
That's true. Yeah,
Um,
I can't wait to
yeah,
see her in Mercy. She looks good in
yeah,
that.
yeah. It looks really good. And I think that film looks really fantastic too. Really looking forward to that. Anyway, yeah, this movie at the end, like we see this creature. It's almost looks like an octopus. It's like a translucent octopus almost. Like you see these tentacles and you see like this light, this like bluish light. And I think this would have been cool had we like spliced this in the film. Make this okay. So you crash, and then another thing I guess we should let everybody know is when they go to Jupiter's moon Europa, they do not land on where they were like trajected to land or projected to land. They land away a little bit of ways away from it. And anyway, I think this would have been a cool thing because the fact that they didn't land on the spot where they were supposed to. Then we come in contact with this creature. I think would have been actually kind of cool. You know what I mean? But you have this thing submerged below in water. Okay, so there's water, and then they have like this camera that's going around. You can see like how like there's like this translucent things going on in the water and stuff like that. It looks cool. It's shot pretty well, and then all of a sudden the camera goes off, that you can't see it. Like, and then they kind of like freeze it to one thing to where you can see it, and then that's where they see this thing or whatever. I think, isn't that how they see it? Or no, it's the girl, it's the last female that goes down there. Her camera catches what this creature looks like. But I think this would have been cool had we seen the creature not 88 minutes into the movie or 85 minutes into the movie. You know what I mean? I think it would have been cooler had we actually just use it,
Yeah, and with space horror, you can only do so much. I get that. But if you want to do like, I don't know, like something like an alien, do an alien. Like
Yeah.
do the Terror from Beyond Space.
Yeah.
Like do like a Pandorum. Like have someone start off like a very recent example, one that's not even in theaters yet, Project Hail Mary. The premise of that book is Ryan Gosling's character is going to restart the sun, but he gets amnesia and doesn't know why he's there, and he has to figure out why he's there. You can be way more creative with something like that, and it just pulls the bare minimum, and that's the biggest crime of this movie. It's bare minimum all the way.
And because of that, and like I said, I don't know how this got 81% certified rotten on Rotten Tomatoes, or certified fresh. Completely crazy. It should be certified rotten. To me, it's like, okay, so why even introduce that creature in the end? Because at the end, really, does it matter? Because this is what's been going on, and you've wasted an hour and a half of time where you could have actually showcased this and made it really cool, and made it something where like Alien. Okay, you see the alien, not right away, but you see it. You know what I mean? Like, it's okay. You can go 45 minutes, 50 minutes without seeing it, and then like, okay, for the back half of the film, let's do it. And I don't think this movie just kind of shies away from that. And I just don't understand why, when we could have had a way more effective film had we seen this thing earlier and really made this thing a threat to everybody that was on board of the rocket ship.
Yeah, and space horror is very easy to make good.
Yeah.
Like I'll show up for even the kind that's like just kind of mid. I'll still show up for it. Like I'll throw out a couple ones that I like called Moon, the Duncan Jones movie. Kevin Spacey's a voice in it, so take of that what you will. But he's at least good in that. Like Event Horizon is mad underrated. Like I will defend that movie to my dying day. Like I'll throw Jason X out there. That technically counts as space horror.
Yeah.
But like as wild and out there as that is. So you can do something with this. And this is just boring. This movie's horrid. Like I was gonna go forgettable, but just at the same time, the more I thought about it, the more the movie just made me mad. Like it just made me so mad.
Even that scene when Copley's like, just like out in space. I was transported to Gravity. I was thinking about Gravity when I was watching that for some reason. I don't know why. Well, I know why, but like it just had me.
Gravity was good.
Oh, it's fantastic. But where he's just floating out there, and I did for a second think how terrifying that would be. Just literally, how terrifying of a death that would have to be.
What I will say though, Gravity and this movie came out the same year.
Oh wow, it's not even close. Which one was better?
Well,
and won an Oscar for a director too.
My point is that I wonder if like Cuarón was like, lawsuit, lawsuit.
Yeah, and it's just one of those ones where I feel like we had a wasted opportunity here. We had a decent storyline where you could have went anywhere with it, but then the fact that, like I said, you bring this creature in when there's only a couple minutes left, and then it's like, okay, well, this is what it was, and it's like, well, that kind of sucks. And you really don't, and the creature really didn't do anything in the film. Like it wasn't even a threat. because like the whole reason why, you know what I mean, there was no threat to them. I mean, this animal, or this whatever this species were, it wasn't a threat to them. And that's why, like, at the end, obviously, is just when the girl gets killed by this thing or whatever, is when you see it, and it's like, okay, so we showcase that why, you know.
Yeah, no one knows. But I pass it off to all of you. Have you seen this? What did you think about it? Let us know in the comments. We would love to read what you have to say. And Russell, thank you so much for doing this. As always, I look forward to covering much better movies with you in 2026. Tell the people where they can find you.
Yes, Notorious by Chance on Facebook. Chance and I are going to be recording here Monday. We're going to be recording a couple episodes for the new year, so keep in tune for that one as we kick that off. We're going to be posting content more, I should say more consistently. And yeah, you guys can find us at NBC Podcast on X and TikTok, all that fun stuff. I want to try to do more TikTok this year. I'm trying to make that a goal of 2026, just because it's such a, you can utilize that for good. And I just think it's just you're not posting anything, so obviously nobody's going to watch, see anything. So it's probably better to use these types of gateways to try to get more eyes on, your shows. But anyway, yeah, you guys can find us there, and obviously here talking about film.
Exactly. Links below. Subscribe to them over there. As far as this channel goes, we will return to the Iceberg in 2 weeks' time. We're going to take a brief break from it and do a bit of a mini project that won't go too terribly long, but it's one that I talked about with Russell, and he seemed to want to do it with me. So in honor of some, tragic events that happened at the end of last year, we lost Rob Reiner, and genuinely one of the best to ever do it, just in terms of going from one genre to the other. So we're going to cover all of his directed films, and then we'll cover that throughout the year, starting off with his directorial debut in a movie that I honestly have wanted to talk about for a very long time because it's great. It's called This Is Spinal Tap, and I'm so looking forward to turning it up to 11 and talking about it with you then. But for Russell, my name is Ryan Cam. We will see you all next one. Y'all take care.